Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. Happy New Year to everybody. Our first show of 2016, and we're very proud to start it off with Captain Aaron Barnhill and Captain Russ Brazwell from the Shogun talking fishing here. What fun, huh? What great way to start a new year.
Dude, I'm so pumped up. I want to go right now. Let's talk about Guadalupe and Bluefin and all the stuff going on. It's going to be a great second hour, and we want to have you be a part of it, man. If you want to join us here on Let's Talk Hookup, get in on the fun. Our local line totally packed up right now during the break, but we do have our toll-free line open. It's open right now. Been a very busy morning already, and if you want to get through, this is a great time to do it. That's 877-792-1090. One more time, if you want to get through, talk to Aaron, talk to Russ, 877-792-1090. Your chance to get through, talk some fishing, and have your shot at winning that great prize. Again, if you didn't hear at the beginning of the show, one lucky caller is going to get to go three-quarter day fishing aboard the San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing. And like Pete was saying, boats in for their annual maintenance right now, so you'll be one of the first people to get a shot to go at a brand shiny new killer fresh out of the yard, beautiful San Diego. So a very cool prize. Again, a three-quarter day trip aboard the San Diego for one lucky caller. And if you want to get that shot, 877-792-1090 is your chance right now. And with that, it's time for the Catchport. Today, Catchport sponsored in part by Terrafin Sea Surface Temperature Charts. Terrafin charts give you the latest in water conditions, and they help you catch more fish and save fuel. Terrafin charts are helpful all year round to find the best water conditions. You can check out the new and improved Terrafin Mobile for your Apple or Android device. Now you can take your Terrafin charts with you everywhere you go, all for the same low price. That killer app that they created is included with your year subscription to Terrafin. For more information, you can go to terrafin.com. And let's start off with the man, our private boater buddy, Captain Mark Wish is on the line. What's up, Mark?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, Pete, Aaron, Russ.
Happy New Year, Mark.
Happy New Year, everybody, and hope all had a good holiday season. I know I sure did. And 2016's already off to a good start. I started the year yesterday in a traditional manner, a little local trip, flat calm, maybe a little cool for my taste, but all tanked up with live squid there. My buddies were out on New Year's Eve. They got some squish from the Pacific Quest, one of the light boats, and caught what was probably the last yellowtail of the year, a school-sized fish out there on the 150 really late in the day. And then yesterday we started on the inside, fishing some little rocks and hard bottom spots in the morning. Really fun fishing. You know, it's not something I've done much of recently because of all this offshore stuff around, but caught calico bass, sand bass, lots of sheephead that were all released, of course. And then more midday when that yellow's been showing up, we poked around out there on the 150 out there in that deeper water. You know, the boats that were out there with the sonar, they did get on a couple schools. They didn't bite, and I don't think we really saw anything that looked like yellows. It was kind of slack conditions there, but the fish are definitely around. They've been seeing them pretty steady, but there's lots of fin bait in the area, lots of red crabs, and water was 61 to 62, so I think it was kind of a down day on the yellows there. There's more of those yellows up in Santa Monica Bay. There's been some at Rocky proper, and that better fishing's been out there in that short bank zone out there in the deeper water, some yo-yo fish and drop root fish. But more importantly, up in the bay, there's also some of that squid. That's where the bait we were fishing with was caught. And it was just beautiful bait, man. Just big leatherbacks living really well. And after 2 seasons of offshore fishing, you know, it's kind of fun to do something different, fish the squish for that inshore stuff there. There's been a bit of that bait showing up off the river jetties down here in my area. And that whole scenario between the bait up there and the bait here, both of those are traditional sea bass areas. And I think we're getting set up for a little bit more of, you know, that bird school squid ground, sea bass type fishing than we've had the last 2 years, where a lot of it's been focused on, you know, mackerel on the edge of the hard bottom areas because there just hasn't been much of that squid around. So it's like things are changing a little bit. But for the last 2 years, man, we've enjoyed the upside of El Nino, warm water and lots of fish, and now we're going to get an introduction to the more rugged side, it looks like. They're batting down the hatches, guys, because the real rain and wind is coming this week here. I think storm track's coming our way finally, and we sure need it desperately. And guys, do not forget to get your new 2016 fishing license. It's that time, and fishing game is rigorous in terms
on the
of checking
prowl.
for those. They are on the prowl big time. So we're off to a new start, man.
Yeah, we are, Mark. I mean, I tell you what, it's too bad because there's fish around and it's been such a nice stretch of weather here, and now we're going to pay.
I think we're going to pay. You know, we see that every especially the big El Niños. You know, we have the fish around, we have the warmer water, and then we get into this, you know, from the first of the year through April or maybe even May this year, they're saying, because of the storm track dropping down where that stuff's around, and you just can't get to it. And then all of a sudden it straightens out, and it's game on again. So get your gear ready.
Get it ready and get the window and go, right? And fishdope.com is the way you keep track of that, whether it be weather, sea conditions, whatever, the fishing information. Even through the holiday, they have the reports there on fishdope.com. 365 days a year, you get it on fishdope.com for one very low price. You save $20 on a new membership for Let's Talk Hookup listeners only by using the code HOOKUPNOW, lowercase, no space, HOOKUPNOW, and you get reports right from Mark Wish there. And I'm gonna go on a report and say, Mark, I think you're going to catch some sea bass this year.
You know, I think you're right for two reasons. There's going to be more around, and I'm going to fish them a little more.
That boy. All right. Well, how do we find you there, Mark, at Pacific Edge?
Yeah, we're at Huntington Beach on the corner of both at Chica and Edinger. Phone number at the store 714-840-4262. The website PacificEdgeTackle.com, and we'll talk to y'all next week with the rain and wind report.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Mark.
Talk to you next week. Appreciate it.
All right, let's head on down the coast over to San Diego out to Seaforth Sport Fishing and talk to our buddy Marcos. Marcos, what's going on there at Seaforth?
Good morning, guys. I think you got a pretty good overview of what's going on there. Earlier in the week, San Diego definitely catching those yellowtail, averaging a fish plus around there, some good-sized fish, 20-pounders in there, some bottom fish. And like you said, they're taking a little bit of a break there, doing some work on the boat. But Pacific Voyager's out there today, and he's going to be filling in on those 3-quarter days. Another great captain to fish with there with Mark Aronos. So the 3-quarter days catching yellowtail. The half day, Thursday afternoon, he took an early shot at those yellowtail, caught 20 of them. Yesterday morning, he only had 2, missed yesterday afternoon. But, again, we're talking about a half day in January, so he's going to keep looking for those yellowtail. We talked about can't catch most of the bottom fish there. So got a few options there. Hopefully a good shot at some yellowtail here, barring, like I said, the downside of El Nino there, the weather coming through, and hopefully there's going to be some great fishing in the gaps there. But check the website, seaforthlanding.com. We're a half day up there, and the Seaforth's out there running, looking around for yellowtail. The 3-quarter day on the Pacific Voyager, he's going to be fishing out the islands looking for yellowtail also, maybe some bottom fish on there. And we're keeping a pretty normal schedule there, running just about every day, or as often as you guys want to come out and get enough people to run. You can make your reservations directly online. Give us a call to office, 619-224-3383. And as long as the weather holds up, as long as you guys want to go out there, we're going to be fishing, hopefully catching some winter yellowtail there for you guys.
Yeah.
Cool opportunity.
Nice, great, too. It was so good. How good was it this past week at Seaforth Sport Fishing?
Well, I mean, the clear example of incredible fishing is if Bob Fletcher is able to go on board the boat and not shut the bite down and manage to catch a couple. I mean, there's no sure sign of excellent fishing than Dart successfully.
He hooked 3 on the yo-yo.
There you go. As good as it gets.
So there you go. Right, Marcos?
Absolutely. You know, that's a sign of the times there. You know, Bob's out there catching fish. Boat's not sinking. I mean, what more can you ask for when he's on the boat?
That's how good they are at Seaforth.
That's how good it is. Thanks, Marcos. Happy New Year to you, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
Thanks, Marcos.
All right, appreciate that. All right, Northern Baja report from our good buddy Rick Jensen from Sport Fishing Financial. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Congratulations to everybody on a great year, and looks like we're starting off to another good one right away this year.
How about that, huh? Happy New Year to you, too. And, man, the fishing in Northern Baja, I'm sure you heard earlier in the show from Drew on the Pacific Queen. Man, that fishing down at Colinette's good. Of course, he said it was an unspecified zone, but that's kind of the general zone.
I think the general zone starts down at about La Bocana and goes up to the Coronado Island.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, that's good.
So what's going on down there?
Well, in Mulegé, you know, this time of year you can catch some great weather windows there. A little further run down, but the yellowtail are still down deep, and people have been having a good time there with summer-type conditions when the wind's not blowing. Over at La Bocana, where I just mentioned, you know, heading up on the Pacific side, I had a team of buddies down there that fished inside the Bocana and cleaned up on grouper, snapper, corvina, inside the Bocana as well as on the beach. Right outside, when the weather was right, the yellowtail fishing is just silly, where you could sit in your room there and look out and see 5 or 10 boats coming in every hour with limits of yellowtail. Up at Bahia Asuncion, same thing, lots of yellowtail, whitefish and calico mixed in, and up there, just below Cedros, they pulled in a couple yellowfin the other day, so that was a bit of a surprise near shore, and so those fish are still around as close as there. San Quintin, same deal as it's been, lots of rockfish, yellowtail are there, a couple windy days, Bay of LA, some wind on that side. Not many people really get there because they're afraid of the wind, but when the wind's not there, they were getting yellowtail again right outside. And up at Gonzaga Bay with that new road that goes through, some of you guys that might be up for a little adventure, have some time and some flexibility with the new road that goes through San Felipe, you can literally buzz down and be at the junction with Highway 1 and have an option to go to Bay of LA or San Quintin, but check the stuff up north at Gonzaga, where there's always fun to be had on smaller fish. Get out on just a little outboard boat, tin boat, and go right offshore, and the yellowtail are still there. There's different types of bonita there and barracuda, so lots going on there as well.
Wow.
For that, I think it's just the tail end of what you guys are hearing from Colonet. The yellowtail are there, lots of sea lion problems, but rockfish and lingcod have been showing as well inside the bay.
Man, that sounds like such a great report, Rick. And, of course,
it's killer.
You are on top of that, as well as people's financial needs at Sport Fishing Financial. How do we get a hold of you if we want a fish report or want to talk a little money?
Yeah, call me on the line at 949-481-1807 on social media or at my website, sportfishingfinancial.com.
All right. Cool. Great job, Rick. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, take care, guys.
All right.
Well, that's going to wrap up our Catch Report today. Again, sponsored in part by Gamakatsu Hooks, Japan's leading fish hook that sets the standard for quality, innovation, strength, and durability. It's long-range season, and the Gamakatsu Super Nautilus hook, ringed hooks, and standard J hooks are the top choice in angler fishing for tuna and other pelagic species. It has the right design and durability to help you catch your fish of a lifetime. Get Gamakatsu Super Nautilus hooks at your favorite tackle store. And speaking of Northern Baja, I know, Aaron, you're a big Baja guy. That's a new feature we're doing on Let's Talk Hookup, kind of highlighting all those Northern Baja spots. And this is the time of year that there can be some rad fishing going on when maybe things are a little bit slower on the coast. And that's the idea of that catch port, something you can just hop in the car, buzz down, by the morning, be there in the afternoon, and there's so many rad spots down the line that are easy to get to.
Yeah, typically that San Quintin area, the last week of December and first couple weeks of January is a great time to fish that San Quintin area. For whatever reason, the water's cool, but those fish really stack up there. We usually fish that on the last day of our normal Christmas 5 days, and I think last year we had over 100 yellowtail on our last day there.
Rad.
I mean,
nice.
Fishing a half a day. So there's that wintertime yellowtail actually can be really good. There's everything, because everything, we call it the slide, when everything starts sliding back down the coast, and they really stack up on some of these spots. The San Quintin's one of them.
What stops them there? What makes it happen?
That 6 fathom spot where we easy fish, it's there's deep water access just to the outside, and it's
just a lot of upwellings,
yeah,
a lot of
upwelling
nutrients.
Current changes. We call that area the toilet bowl because it's like, 1 minute it'll be bitchin' blue water, and then the next minute it'll be brown. So
really?
It's just. And then sometimes you'll be driving in there, it'll be blue water, and then you get a half mile from the spot, it just turns brown. But then you can sit and wait it out, and as that good water flushes on the spot, you start catching fish. So
amazing.
It's really time of day, current dependent, but really cool area of fish.
Yeah, and you know it very, very well. Fish it a lot.
Fished there for 12 years or whatever, been going down there. And when I was a kid, we used to fish that in the skiff. So
yeah, and I'm looking at the schedule on the Shogun 3-day trips. That's where you're going to be fishing, right?
Right. Yeah. And that whole San Quintin, Colonet, down even below their area.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that there are spots still available on those 3-day trips because they are so much fun, and it's what a comfortable ride to go on the Shogun for 3 days.
It seems like people sign up for them like, a little late. So, I mean, if you want to get a spot, but it's weird. Those trips will have a bunch of spots, then we'll fill it in a week. So it's like, just keep an eye on it. If you want to go on one of those trips, just pick a date and go.
Yeah, just go for it. All right. Hey, let's go ahead and jump into those jam-packed phone lines, Rick.
Jam-packed, they absolutely are. How about this time we talk to Ed, calling us from Mira Mesa. Ed, good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Hi, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Ed.
I've got a question for the two captains there. I've been on the Shogun before, and what amazed me was it was on a day and a half, and I was, we were sitting out there, just fishing in that, and they brought out the kite. I had never experienced, kite fishing like that. What's the difference between a kite and using a balloon? For a private boat, which would be the best for that?
Well, it depends on the conditions. It's kind of hard to fish the balloon when you got a lot of wind. So, it's when you have just a little trickle of wind, you can fish that balloon and get it out away from the boat. But anything, for me personally, like 5-6 knots or more wind, we always go for the kite. So, and a lot of times it's good to put a 36-inch balloon on the kite. It's easier to launch. It's easier to get away from the boat. So you can put a balloon right on the kite, get it up where there's a little bit more wind, and get it out a lot quicker. So
the drawback, of course, for a private boat is you got to have helium on the boat.
Right, but you can go to Walmart and buy those little tanks.
Yeah,
I mean, you get a couple big balloons out of them, but it's worth it if you're biting.
Oh yeah, and when you're fishing tuna at Guadalupe, you're fishing kite.
Yeah, this year it's been so busy and biting so good, we haven't really used the kite. I mean, this trip we used it quite a bit, but yeah, it's as long as we don't have more than 5-6 going, we'll get the kite out. But when it's biting full speed on the fly line, we kind of nix the kite.
I asked the same thing. I was like, "How's the kite fishing out there?" They're like, "What are you freaking crazy? We had 13 going at the same time. There's no guy putting a kite in or out.
Yeah. But when
just cast a bait.
When you're looking like long range, like on your 17-15 with Accurate in April there. That's when the kite shines on those big fish, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, getting those big baits out there in the zone, and it really helps. Just getting all that terminal tackle out of the water. I mean, you got to figure 200 pound in the water looks like rope, So, you get all that terminal tackle out of the water, and you get those squid or flyers, whatever we're using, out and away from the boat. It really works out good.
Russ, what's it like when you see those big fish climb all over that kite bait?
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Is there anything better to watch than that in fishing to me? I mean, I just like it.
That's probably one of my, more favorite things to watch. Especially, I like when you're putting them out and they blow up on 15, 20 feet away from the boat. It happens every once in a while. It's pretty incredible. You get wet.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is when they're putting a live flyer out and all of a sudden it's sitting there and then the live flyer starts flying away, and this 200-pound tuna comes up right behind it and mouth wide open and eats it.
Rad.
It's
awesome.
There's nothing better.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of experience you get when you go long-range fishing. That's when the kite really shines.
That's
to
it.
Me, so, hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right, how about next up we talk to Dennis. He's calling us from Norwalk this morning. Good morning, Dennis. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Dennis.
Yes, good morning. I'd like to wish everybody a Happy New Year.
You too,
and
Dennis.
I have a question for the gang there. Are we looking forward with this El Nino coming in? The water's starting to get really cool now. About the albacore fishing?
Albacore, what do you think?
What the hell is that?
Is it going to happen? Those are fresh your memory, those are the tuna that have the long pectoral fins. You remember those?
I don't.
I'm never going to predict that those things are going to come in or not, but when we did leave the island last time, we did go through about a 40-mile stretch of bait. More bait than I've seen since probably 2006 or 2007. And that, in my opinion, that's why the albacore, either they came through or they're not here. It's because that's really bait ball dependent. I mean, the bluefin, they're mixed in with that albacore when they're on the bait balls and it doesn't bite, but we've had such good bluefin fishing lately. There's no bait balls offshore. They're all eating red crab, and so they see our sardines, they're all over it.
Yeah.
But we went through a good 40-mile stretch of giant bait balls everywhere, puddlers, look like yellowfin. Water's we had 62-degree water offshore already, so we need this water to come down. This thing has been too warm. Like this year we started fishing that bluefin, all the way up on the corner. So we need this water to really cool down, get everything to slide down, that bluefin, and then maybe we'll get a chance at that albacore sneaking in. But it could be that the stuff's out there in January and no one's out there to look for it.
Sure.
And then being that Guadalupe's open now, it gives us more opportunity to check those farther west areas because it's just so out of the way out there to go look offshore. There's good water out there, but if you don't have Guadalupe to go bail out and go, fish some yellowtail, it's kind of hard to do it. So this having the Guadalupe open will definitely open up some more water to get looked at, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, 40 miles of bait. That's good.
Yeah, really good.
It's a lot of bait.
We used to see that. I remember when I first started, being a deckhand in the early 2000s, there was bait balls everywhere. Just at night driving around, you'd see color spots of bait, and then it's like, I can't even tell you the last time I saw a bait ball when we were offshore tuna fishing or anything. It's been years. So, it's just been red crab and other things. So, just seeing that whole bait area kind of, that's what we need is more bait to filter in this water to cool down.
Are you seeing the red crab offshore too?
Not as lately.
Not in the last trip.
But all that fish at Guadalupe's eating it, and they're eating just like that feed layer stuff, and yeah, there's a lot of red crab at that island. We don't see it up on the surface, but they're definitely down that little shell feeding on it.
Yeah, wow. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. First time that a local line has been open, it's almost since the beginning of the show. If you want to get through, good shot, 858-457-1090. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Mighty 1090.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 55 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built for ultimate performance on the water. From our next-generation fishing shorts like the Tactical Camo or Stealth Shorts to our Aft Block sun protection shirts like the Fish Ninja and Samurai Sun Hoodie, the entire AFCO clothing lineup is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and designed with functional features to deliver top performance for the demanding angler. Visit www.afco.com to find a dealer near you.
This is Rick Jensen with Sport Fishing Financial. By now, some of you have already been out fishing with me or even on board as new clients. For others out there who couldn't make it during the recent offshore fishing season, now's a great time to see how we can help you. Business owners with 401ks or qualified retirement plans, you know things could be better, and why don't we sit down and see how we can make it better? Business owners that are out there that don't have a plan, I'll walk you through the steps and create the plan that's right for you and your employees. For others that have retirement plans with former employers or personal IRAs, let's put them to work where you know how much risk you're exposed to and what kind of expenses you're being charged. Now's the time to put more focus on the long-term funding of your fishing lifestyle.
Rick and I had some great times together out on the water this season, and I know you're going to enjoy meeting him. Managing your investment accounts should be simple and efficient. Give Rick a call at 949-481-1807 or find him on the web at sportfishingfinancial.com.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 18 stores throughout Southern California and 3 in San Diego County. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every year, and salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com. When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest that's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
All right, phones are packed up. You still have one chance to get through right now at 858-457-1090. Open right now. We're giving away a 3/4-day trip on the San Diego. Not only that, you get the opportunity to talk to the guys that have been on the fish until, like, what day did you get back? Day before yesterday? You got back New Year's Eve, right?
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Unload some beautiful fish from Guadalupe Island.
It was awesome.
Yeah, the last Guadalupe trip of the year.
Right. Yeah, last trip of the year, I think our big fish was like 146.
Oh,
jeez. Right, about 20 over 100. Guess just estimate, maybe a little more, a little less, but
unbelievable.
It's long range fishing. I mean, that's long. You know, you're talking full wells, 100-pounders. I mean, that's crazy.
We've been to Clarion in a trip for less. You know. I mean,
sure.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal.
It was good. They were in there.
They were there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so cool.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into the phones, Rick.
You got it, man. Well, they are packed up again. If you want to get through, the only line open is that local line, 858-457-1090. That's it. We're jumping into the phones, talking to John, calling from Long Beach. John, good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning. Happy New Year to everybody, and here's to more global warming. Hey, I got a question about the John Collins knot. Tying, I use it for Spectra to mono. You've been using it for quite a while. But Spectra to Spectra, how does it hold up?
We tie a uni to uni, a 5-turn uni to uni.
Yeah, okay, that would work better than John Collins?
I think so.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work for.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that it would hold up. So yeah, just the back-to-back uni works fine. I do. He's 5, I do 7. I don't really think it matters that much, but just over 5 turns each way, and then back-to-back uni works great.
Nice low profile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one thing too is like just kind of roll it in your fingers right before you cinch it down. Like get it pretty much cinched down, and then kind of roll it in your fingers. It'll kind of straighten that knot out a little bit, and then slowly tighten it up. And you can just kind of get a little bit more low profile. If you just cinch it right down, it kind of bunches up on you. But just kind of roll it in your fingers like you would, and you can get it a little straightened out there.
So it flattens down.
Yeah,
the knot.
it kind of lengthens it out a little bit and gets the loops kind of straightened out.
You get all your wraps stacked up next to each other rather than having one jump over the top of the one next to it.
Right,
Everything lays down nice in a row. That's a good tip.
There you go. Good one. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. And if you want to learn that RP knot, John Collins knot, probably the simplest, easiest, most effective knot for connecting Spectra Power Pro to mono, Power Pro to fluorocarbon. It's on our YouTube channel. That thing gets a lot of hits. It's Let's Talk Hookup radio show on YouTube. Just look for the John Collins knot, and John Collins himself is demonstrating the knot, and he did a great job, full detail on that.
If you haven't seen that video, it's worth checking out just to see if you can pick something to make it easier, because you guys did a really good job. It's obviously Pete and John tying the knot, but Pete you did what I liked that was cool is you did a picture of him, tying the knot, and then another one over his shoulder. So now the view that you have is the same view of watching the guy tie it. It's really cool. You guys did an awesome job.
Yeah, and so check that out. It's on our YouTube channel, which is easy to find. You just go to our website, hookup1090.com. Top right corner, you'll see all the icons that go to all our social media sites. Click on the red one. That's the YouTube link, and it goes right to that channel. You can check out all the new ones. And watch this week. There's another one coming up, right, Rick?
Yeah, you got it. We finally was able to put some of the footage together, that big blue marlin that we were able to catch earlier this year, and got a killer little video of watching that blue marlin jump around and a couple of cool shots and hook coming out and watching the thing swim away. It's pretty rad.
Yeah, we'll be posting that this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, let's jump into the phones. They're packed up. We're going to talk to Tom, calling from San Diego. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Tom.
Well, Happy New Year, guys. I've got a question about how to encourage bluefin biting, but, hey, I love that report by Rick Jensen, Northern Baja. I'm going to start checking that out within a day drive. That's fantastic.
Yeah, Rick is doing a fantastic job with that report, and
That's
he's
really
just
cool.
Rick is a great guy. Sport fishing financial. I mean, I got to tell you something. I've known Rick for a while now, and I just really think the guy is really on it. He's a true fisherman and also a great guy to trust with your finances too. So he's a good man.
Yeah,
Glad to have him associated with Let's Talk Hookup.
Actually, I think his wife is nicer than Annette. But anyhow, the question I have, by the way, I want to commend you guys. When I first started fishing 7-8 years ago, I think I went out in the San Diego, and the guy next to me, we were yo-yoing. He put a 30-pound yellowtail on the deck, and I thought, my God, what is that thing? And so slowly worked the way up. So your information is fantastic. But my question is, having been out on boats many times, and you drive over these schools of bluefin who are just so finicky, the Shogun, I read the catch reports, and I agree with you, Rick. They seem to catch bluefin when they go out on 2-3 day trips. So what do you do to encourage the bluefin to bite? That's my question.
The biggest thing from my standard of driving the boat is being able to stop the schools. There's some schools I'll see in the sonar, and I know we're not going to catch anything. So I don't throw bait. I don't do anything. I just try and find another one. So when they start acting right and I can position the boat in front of them, sometimes it might take me 20 minutes, half an hour to really get in front of the school right. And I'll sit there and idle. And if I don't hit the school right, I'll just let the school swim through us. And if you move the boat too fast or you throw bait at the wrong time, you're just kind of wasting your time. So it really is an art of getting in front of the schools because the main body of fish is there, but out in front of the school is about a little scattered layer of fish, and those are the fish that are aggressive, and those are the ones that are actually looking for food. You have to stop those fish, and they may be out in front of the main school 100, 200, 300 feet. So you got to get way out in front of them, get those scattered, more aggressive fish stopped and on your boat, and then the rest of the school will stick around. And then throwing a lot of bait is one thing. So obviously some trips we have the bait to throw, others we don't. That's why you got to be more picky on the schools that you want to do. And sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes they're biting, and you can chip a couple little dippers over the side and they'll bite. But other times you really got to throw a lot of bait. I mean, the schools we saw last year, I mean, you can't hold enough boat on any of these long-range boats to get these schools to stop. 300-ton schools, I mean, you'd have to throw just an unbelievable amount of bait. But you're just trying to get a piece of it to break off and stick on you. And then from an angler's point of view, fishing them, that fluorocarbon's key. Bluefin are really picky. Make sure you have a smaller circle hook, fluorocarbon, and I really like the butt hook baits. So just get those butt hook baits out away from the boat and just really let it swim. I mean, I don't even touch the spool when I fish. I just let that bait swim as free as possible, tap it every once in a while, and that's it.
That's key.
That's key.
Yeah, Bill Poole used to talk about guys with fish sense, and Aaron is one of those guys that he used to talk about. You started on the RP, right?
Legend, and then the
Legend,
RP.
the Legend, and then the RP, and so Bill Poole was very familiar with Aaron's fish sense, and you kind of worked your way right into your own operation now. You're a co-owner now, right, of Shogun,
Yep.
and have earned it. So that's why he can catch bluefin, because he's got the Bill Poole sense, right? Tom, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Appreciate it.
All right, how about we jump back into the phone to talk to Rich, calling us from Bradley this morning. Hi, Rich. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Well, good morning.
Rich?
The reason I'm calling is I've been hearing a lot of talk about the awesome yellowtail bite that's been going on here in the winter. I've never done any winter yellowtail fishing. I'm wondering what's the difference in how you rig up and presentation, and do you need to be prepared with a little bit different tackle, or what? Maybe you could kind of fill in the blanks and give me the inside baseball on that one.
Wintertime yellowtail fishing, it's a lot the yo-yo. So you fish your, salad 6X Junior, full size, Tatty 4.0, stuff like that. 40 to 60 pound. We fish a lot of 50 pound. But
does it matter line size? Are they going to bite lighter line than heavier line on a yo-yo?
It's a reaction bite. They're eating a piece of metal. So we fish 50,
by.
right?
Yeah.
High speed reel, so you can wind real fast. And like I said, it's a reaction bite. Heavier line, better. You land them. A lot of these fish are good grade, 18 to 25 pounds.
Yeah. Now, a lot of the tuna were on that Shimano flatfall this year. Did the yellowtail eat the flatfall?
Yeah, everything ate the flatfall.
Everything ate the flatfall this year.
No doubt it did.
So, how do you know what's right? Yo-yo, flatfall, just try it all?
Yeah, I tried all that yellowtail, but they really like that 6X Junior for whatever reason.
Love that thing.
I mean, for whatever reason it is, they love that thing. No, it doesn't matter really what color, as long as it's got some white in it seems like. Yeah. And sometimes I don't think color makes a difference as much as it swims. And yeah, I mean, for whatever reason they really like that jig. But we've caught about everything this year on that flatfall jig. And typically, I think that yo-yo, just winding as fast as you can, works the best. But there are times probably when they like that on the flutter or something like that. So with that bluefin, that mid-grade bluefin, really like that flatfall jig this year.
That was crazy. That was just crazy to see how good that lure worked, especially when there was times when, the bait was, maybe a little bit tough or there was a slight lack of it or size wasn't right, whatever, and a guy would just use the flatfall and really stick to it. It was crazy. I mean, it's crazy how good that thing works and how perfectly brainless it is to fish, which is good for somebody like me. I mean, you literally take the thing out of gear and wait till one climbs on and wind him in.
Then put it in gear and start turning the handle, right?
So rad.
Yeah, gotta love it. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Scott Sherman from Fifth Avenue Insurance. Good morning, Scott.
How you doing, buddy? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's going on?
Oh, I've been out of commission a little while. Got my knee replaced here for Christmas, so we're getting back in the swing of things, getting ready to hit the water here pretty soon.
How's the knee replacement working out?
I'm pleased as punch, buddy. We're 3 weeks in officially yesterday since the surgery, and off the pain meds for over a week. I ditched the cane a couple days ago, walking pretty good.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm very, very, very happy, and wanted to say thank you to Rick. My wife went down there just before Christmas, and she helped her get me all set up with a beautiful new reel. So
yeah,
good.
You obviously must have done well for Christmas time. That was pretty cool. Well, it was our pleasure.
Yeah. No, dude, I got to come down and get it filled up, and that's going to be my iron tossing reel. And I'm getting pretty good at tossing the braid and that kind of thing, what kind of line do you suggest for tossing, the stuff that'll cut through the kelp? Because, nowadays at Cedros and some of those places, you fish in the kelp with the iron a lot. So,
what are you guys thinking?
For kelp cutter line, I really like that Power Pro Super 8 slick. I'm still overwhelmingly a traditional monofilament 40-pound surface iron guy, so 9 times out of 10 surface iron fishing, I like 40-pound straight mono. But there is definitely a time, like you say, fishing Cedros, springtime. We do a lot of springtime yellowtail fishing in La Jolla, and a lot of times that surface iron fish is right on the kelp line, and almost probably 8 out of 10 fish that you hook are going to dust you right back into the kelp. So there's definitely a time when we use a kelp cutter surface iron rig, and I really like that Super 8 slick. It's an 8 carrier spectra instead of a 4, and it's just like the name says, it's very slick. So it's easy casting. It comes off of the reel really nice. That happens to be my favorite.
There you go.
And you, Pete, I know you said that you were using that Max Quattro and felt that it same kind of deal, that it came off of the reel really nice.
Thinner, casts amazingly well. And you can put more line on the reel because it's, I believe it's like 20% thinner
30, I think,
or 30% thinner than a standard Power Pro.
So
and it's just as strong.
A couple of good options, but I like I'm a 65-pound Super 8 slick guy. That's what I use, and I fish like literally a 2 or 3 foot piece of 50-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon, and that's my surface iron rig.
That's kind of been the dilemma, it's trying to figure out what the conditions you're going to use that reel the most. Is it going to be where you're in fairly clear water? And because I'd much rather prefer to toss the mono if at all possible. But it seems more and more the fishing I do a lot of times ends up being in those kelp lines. So I'm thinking more towards the braid. So.
There you go.
Yeah, and with the new year, I want to mention, be sure to call Fifth Avenue Insurance. Make sure your insurance is up to date and ready to go. These guys insure me. They insure Let's Talk Hookup. They insure my boat, everything about it. And Sherm, you guys do a great job.
I appreciate that, buddy, and it's our pleasure. It's a great show you have here, and it's been my pleasure to be affiliated with it for a while.
Wow, happy to have you, and Happy New Year, and good luck in the council for 2016. A lot of challenges coming up, huh?
Just a couple.
Just a couple. We don't want to even talk about Chargers. We're not going to go there.
Yeah, we'll find out what's going on with that one probably in a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. Yeah.
At this point, it's just all backroom politics in the NFL. You know what I mean? It's just the owners deciding what they're going to do. We've made our case. We've put a good thing, I think, on the table, and if they want to have them come back to the table and start negotiating with us, in all honesty, then let's get to it and keep the Chargers here.
Well, let's hope they do. All right. Hey, yep. Sherm, Happy New Year to you. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Glad the knee's getting better.
Hell yeah, buddy. I'm very happy and can't wait to get on the water.
I'll bet, for sure. Thanks a lot for the call.
All right, let's jump right back into it. Talk to Sam. He's calling us from Irvine this morning. Good morning, Sam. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Hey, my question's for Aaron. It seems like they added trips at the end of this last year. Is your schedule pretty solid for this year, or are you going to be adding trips? And it seems like we're fishing mostly 60 and above at Guadalupe. Is that true?
Yeah, our schedule should be solid now. We picked up a couple charters, so stuff got moved around, but the online schedule should be how it's going to be as of right now. One trip might change. Might have a limited trip in there with Michael Folks, but other than that, it's going to be solid. And, yeah, we didn't fish anything less than 60 at Guadalupe this year. Obviously, next year it could be different. It could be 40, 50-pound fish. We might be fishing 40 and 50, but this year, 80 was our go-to. It was biting really good. We used 100, and then it was like that slightly smaller grade, or it was a real pick bite. We'd use that 60-pound fluorocarbon, and that we use
nothing less than 60.
Nothing less than 60, and we like that Blackwater 60. It's just so strong, and the diameter is a little bit bigger, but you can really pull on it. I mean, I was trying to break one off. I don't want to pull on it anymore, and I literally could not break it off on 60.
60-pound is tough.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah. Big fish, too, right?
Yeah.
What's the biggest one for the Guadalupe season this year?
150-something.
150.
No kidding.
156.
156.
Wow.
And you had how many over 150?
I'd say we probably had 20 fish between 130 and 156 or whatever.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
A lot of big fish.
That's cool.
Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
What would you guys say was the ideal rig? If a guy's going next year and he's wanting to have just the perfect Guadalupe outfit for potentially catching a fish, say that we get lucky enough and have the fishing similar to or size similar to that you had this year, what's the ideal rig to go out and get for that kind of fish?
A 7-foot, extra heavy rod, like a Torque 40 size reel, or like that Talica 16 or something like that size reel, full of 80 or 100 pound spectra, 60, 80 pound fluorocarbon.
So a small enough reel that you can cast good, but something that's got some guts to it.
Power.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because big fish.
Big fish.
Were the white sharks a factor this year?
Yeah, but not nearly as bad as they were back when we fished. I think there's so many shark boats now, and they got them pretty trained up there in that North Bay. So we fish down at the south end of the island, Outer Rock, and then they all stay up there. So it's good having them up there. It kind of keeps the sharks up that way. But we'll get one or two trickle through, eat a few fish, keep going. Kind of. It was never like a big deal. We never had to move because of sharks or anything.
When fishing is so good, that's when it comes back to being cool again. It's like, oh, wow, look at the size of that thing. He ate one and then kept going. Like when they get on you and eat every one, the coolness factor goes away real fast.
Definitely, yeah.
There you go. All right. Let's go ahead and jump in those phones. You want to get through, here's your chance. 877-792-1090.
Tom in Temecula, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Tom.
Morning, guys, and Happy New Year.
You too, Tom.
Question for you, Aaron. With our El Nino and, the wahoo we've seen up here and all that tuna and everything, did you guys see that stuff move up the line, or did that come in from the west as far as what you think happened there? It's kind of interesting to speculate on that, but what's your take on it?
It seemed like that wahoo moved right up the beach. We saw it at Benitez and Cedros in the gap there, and right at Benitez. We had phenomenal fishing for a few days there at Benitez on the wahoo and the tuna. And then we started seeing, getting some jig strikes around San Quintin. I mean, we got some on the yellowtail shallows, and then we'd just be trolling offshore for kelps, and, there would be kelps strung out all from literally Benitez all the way up to Catalina Island, and then there's 5 wahoo on that one, and one here, one there, and it was just stretched all along that strip of warm water that went up the beach there.
Wow.
So cool.
Amazing. Will we ever see that again?
I don't know.
Hard to say, right?
I hope so.
If we get that warm water again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's just all in water conditions, and we may not see it for 10 years, or who knows?
Yeah. Indeed. Probably not next year. It's not supposed to be.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Nice anomaly there, for sure. We'll take it. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Kenny in UTC is up next. Kenny, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning. Good morning. Definitely albacore next year there, but definitely.
Okay. You're going on record, right?
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. But anyway, what I want to find out is, do you guys still fish Clemente?
I think we fished it a few times. We don't have any trips that are scheduled just to go to Clemente. I think just because the fish has been so close these last few years, we did fish yellowtail a few times there. I always kick around the idea of throwing some day and a halves online in the spring if that yellowtail's around. So just keep an eye out for that. It's definitely a possibility. Every spring it crosses my mind. We just haven't done it yet. So just keep an eye on the website, or we'll probably post it on Fisherman's Landing website too if we do end up throwing some day and a half trips online to go to Clemente.
Now, I see on your website, shogunsportfishing.com, on the trips page, there is a day and a half scheduled somewhere in there. I saw it early in the season there. Up in where was it? You got the 2 3/4 day Baja Freezer Specials. That's kind of nice. So what's a 2 3/4 day?
Is when we leave in the afternoon and travel down. You get 2 full days of fishing, and we come in the following morning.
The following morning. Okay. So
last year we fished
3 nights on the boat.
Right. Correct. Yeah. So you get a nice dinner on the way out and get all rigged up, ready to go, and then 2 full days of fishing, and we come back. And, like last year it was calling that San Jose area. Other years it's been down San Quintin and below a little bit. So it just gives us the time to go where we need to go.
Yeah.
Cool.
The day and a half trip I saw is a special one. It's a Meals on Wheels one. Now, tell us about that. That's a special charter charity.
Right, where and all the fish gets donated to Meals on Wheels. And I think there's a little bit extra. You can take a piece home or whatever. But, it's an awesome charter. And
end of June.
End of June. Last year we were fishing bluefin out by that 43.
Yeah.
So we just basically an offshore trip usually, but we just try and catch all the fish that we can and definitely give some food to the people who need it.
That's cool.
Those 2 3/4 day trips are reasonably priced. $5.95.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That includes all your meals.
Mm-hmm.
And
permits are extra, or believe, on those trips. But it's
call the office and get in on that, because there's several all the way through February, and then all the way right up to mid-March there.
Yep.
Which would be nice, yeah.
Yeah, so. And then once we get into April and May, late April and May, we changed them to coastal offshore. So if that bluefin has shown up, like it has the last 2 years early, we'll go fish that, or maybe a day on bluefin and a day on the beach for yellowtail.
That'd be cool.
It just gives us the option to do that.
Yeah. So you guys are doing some quick maintenance this year. You've got
you
a
don't
trip.
got a lot of time.
Wait a minute here. You've got a trip on the January 15th.
No, we canceled that.
Oh, okay, you did. Okay,
yeah, we canceled that one. There was no way we were going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, how can you do maintenance in that amount of time?
Yeah, we're starting on Monday here.
Monday.
So, yeah.
So you have a month.
Yeah, we got 3 days off back to work. So
nice. It's hard work working on those boats, right? Now that you're an owner, you're kind of in charge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Let's go ahead and try and sneak in another call here.
All right, you got it, man. How about we talk to Peter calling us from Pacific Beach? Good morning, Peter. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. Hey, Pete and Rick, how'd you do fishing yesterday?
I blanked. Absolute straight blanked. We had a good time and beautiful weather and beautiful conditions. Got to go fishing with Doug and my boat partner Neil after work, but no go for us. Good looking area, no reason not to, but not for us.
My fishing yesterday was up in Temecula. I was fishing for wine tasting up there, so with relatives from out of town, and it was wide open bite up there.
There you go.
So,
awesome.
Yeah. How's that new Parker?
Peter, we couldn't be more stoked in the world with it. Absolutely in love. Just dream boat for me. The boat's running fantastic. We're getting way better fuel economy than we had hoped. You know, we kind of hoped we would get good enough, and it's blown us away. We got that Yamaha 300 horsepower motor on there, and it's crazy fuel efficient for that big of a boat and that big of a motor. We just couldn't be happier.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is you're just getting ready to put that new Simrad Evo 2 touchscreen stuff. Wait till you start using that.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
how good
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to the off season, getting there all dialed in.
Yeah,
I
mean
fun.
they're basically fishing bare boat right now.
You have no idea.
You don't even have your Pacific Edge tank on there yet.
Right now we have a handheld GPS, a cell phone, and a like a suction cup transducer that you'd fish in on the little tin boat. But we're making it work. We can't wait for the Simrad. That's gonna be the game changer for
there
sure.
You go.
It's gonna be fun.
Happy New Year, Peter. Thanks a lot for the call. Doug in Montebello, just about 30 seconds left, Doug.
Yeah, how long do you guys change drivers when you drive a boat at night?
Every 2 to 3 hours, depending on what's going on and where we're going and all that. So, yeah, Russ has been this year. We've been training him, so he's got the 3 o'clock on watch. So he's letting me sleep in. He'll look around and all that. So it's been kind of nice this year, being able to get a little bit of rest.
How do you guys do it? I have no idea. I mean, the amount of sleep you guys get when you're running a trip is just
when you come on the boat. Say we have a couple weeks off or whatever, and we come back on the boat. That first week is like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And then it gets easier. And then once you get in the groove, it's like it is what it is. It's just whatever. Get your 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep, get up and just do it. It's just your body gets tuned to it. But the hardest part's coming back to work. Like those first few days are rough, and then like once you get in the groove, you're good.
I got one question that always cracks me up, and I'm always curious: who's the easiest and who's the most difficult person to wake up on everybody you got? In the
I'm the hardest by far.
You are.
I always mess with the guys. I always wake up as soon as the doorknob turns, and they'll try and shake me, and I always scare the crap out of them.
Do you guys? It's like you have to sleep with earplugs, or you're just so tired you just go out.
You go, and I was like, especially me, running the boat, and Russ, he's the engineer. Like we need to be able to hear anything. It's weird because it may be hard to wake up, but if the engine's throttle back, he's up right away.
Right.
So it's like. You always have all this white noise around you, but you definitely need to pay attention to little subtle things.
Yeah.
And
When I get home, it's hard to sleep. Like Rick is like, "Oh, you've been enjoying your bed." It's like, no, I haven't slept yet. There's no noise. I got to either have the TV on or something, right?
Somebody just needs to fire up a generator when you go to sleep.
Have one in your room.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out what lucky guy's going fishing on the San Diego. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090.
No matter the fishing conditions, count on the Seagar family of fluorocarbon leader material to help you catch more fish. Fluoro Premier has a smaller diameter with the highest break strength. Plus, it is super soft. When bites are tough, tie on Fluoro Premier. Blue Label is tough as nails with incredible abrasion resistance and impact strength. And new Pink Label is the choice for tough light conditions, giving you a little more visibility for better line control. Pick up a spool of Seagar at your favorite tackle dealer or visit Seaguar.com.
I'm very excited to share my experience with the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 touchscreen chart plotter and sonar unit I just installed on my boat. I've been a Simrad electronics fan for many years and always enjoyed the ease of use and incredible technology. Last year I installed the new 4G broadband radar and could not believe the difference. So this year I upgraded to the new NSS Evo 2 and it's amazing. With an easy-to-use tablet-style interface that's fresh but familiar, the Simrad NSS Evo 2 combines a multi-touch screen with push-to-select rotary dial for precision control and speedy response. The core of any marine electronic for me is how it marks fish, and the new NSS Evo 2 with built-in Sonar Hub sounder technology, including chirp and structure scan, can't be beat. Now, the true test is whether I need to pick up the manual to figure it out. And guess what? The new Simrad gear is so easy, I didn't need it. There's a lot more to the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 system I'd like to tell you, but best to just go to your local Simrad dealer and check it out. Or see simrad-yachting.com for more details.
Your hook is one of the most important parts of your fishing tackle, and that is why you should use the hook that sets the standard for quality and innovation. Gamakatsu, as Japan's leading hook manufacturer and growing at an amazing pace, Gamakatsu is responsible for introducing a unique tempering process to give Gamakatsu hooks superior strength and durability. Plus, the conically needle-honed points stay sharp. Gamakatsu offers a hook for every fishing situation, including the finest one-piece ringed hooks, light wire, standard and heavy-duty live bait hooks, and the popular Nautilus circle hooks. Get Gamakatsu hooks at your favorite tackle store and stay connected to that fish of a lifetime. Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You are listening to the home of the Aztecs.
He's gone. Touchdown, Aztecs.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. At the big winner of the three-quarter-day trip aboard the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing going to Roland in L.A. Roland, congratulations. You're going to have a great time.
Aaron pulled it, and he pulled his guy Roland. Go catch a big yellow with him.
Yeah, don't lose this one.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. What a great way
show, man,
to start the new year 2016 on Let's Talk Hookup with a couple of great guys. Captain Aaron Barnhill, Captain Russ. Brazwell, excuse me, Russ. Russ, you did great. This was your Let's Talk Hookup debut. So will you be back?
If you guys invite me,
absolutely.
You are invited.
You are invited for sure. And if somebody wants to ride the Shogun, like we said throughout the whole show, if you look at the schedule online, there's not much left, so you better jump on it.
Get on
right?
it now.
Yep, get on it now, and give us a call at the office 619-226-8030 and talk to Jen, Celeste, or Monica in the office there, or go on our website, shogunsportfishing.com, and give it a look. See the trips. You can book online as well on there, and see what's available. We'd love to take you guys fishing.
Oh, yeah, and those 2 3/4-day freezer specials have spots open right now, and then the Accurate, the 17-15 Accurate trip on April Fool's Day.
That Accurate trip, I can't say enough about Jack and the stuff he brings, and I mean, it's just the whole atmosphere on the boat's awesome, and it's a really great trip. So.
Yeah, and to have an open spot is very surprising.
Yeah, it's I think last year when fishing was a little tough for all of us that were down there, the Royal Star and the Excel, and the timing was kind of weird, but it's you never know. That time of year, it's a lot of big bait fishing, a lot of flyers on the
I love that time of the year.
Skipjack fishing and stuff. Yeah, it's good. Come out and
get on it.
And a lot of times that's a good time of year for that wahoo as well as April. So last year was just a funk everywhere.
It was a weird year.
So I think home would be back to normal.
Normal. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Hookup. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Dave Hansen, your saltwater guide, will be in the studio. We're kind of battening down the hatches for him tomorrow. It's going to be a lively show, 7 to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you then right back here on the Mighty 1090.